That's my cue. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Come on in and get comfortable. The setup looks a little different coming into the breakthrough today, and we have really good reason for that. This is by far the biggest group that we have ever hosted on the Breakthrough Show, and we are super, super excited about that today. Welcome, everyone. I'd love for you to take a minute and share out this episode because there's going to be a lot of goodness today. Hit the heart button, hit the like button, share with your family and friends, and let's get rolling. My name is Jessica Jugas. I'm an intuitive mentor and the host of this show, and this is The Breakthrough. It's the spiritual view for your soul and mind, where we dig deep on today's spiritual hot topics and inspire you with stories that change our lives. And today we have something really special for you. We are welcoming back 12 of our amazing guests from season 1 of The Breakthrough. And even though it seems like that probably wasn't that long ago, right? But it was actually, that the Breakthrough is coming up on our 1-year anniversary in July. I can't believe it. I can't believe all of this in a year. And we are super excited to check in with everybody and find out, have they had more breakthroughs since they've been on the show? What's new in their lives? I know some are doing new businesses, and it's going to be really cool to check up. So helping me out with today's show are 3 of our panelists who have been with me since day 1 on the show. We have our relationship specialist, Lori Ann Davis, here with us today. Lori, what are you most excited about this episode?
Oh, I'm excited about meeting some of the guests that I didn't get to meet because I wasn't on their show. So
yes, awesome. I forget that sometimes because I've been here like every time. I forget it all the time. All right, up next we have our declutter coach and consultant helping us to stay organized during our breakthrough moments. Heather Clark is here today. Heather, what are you most excited about today's episode?
I'm just excited to see everyone on at the same time, like to see how this works out, because the energy that we bring alone, like just as a panelist bit, but to bring everyone else in, that'll be interesting. That will definitely be interesting.
We're going to try real hard not to break it today.
Why'd you say that?
I said we're not going to break it. All right, up next we have our juicy girl, our Jane of all things. She is a meditation teacher / designer, photographer, all the things. Everybody please hit the heart button for Tara Abram today. Hello, Tara. What are you most excited about?
I just think it's going to be so much fun. We haven't done this before. It's a first, right? So yeah, cool.
It is exciting. I think for me, I agree with all of you. So many good things. We had so much good energy together on the show, and it's really cool to have everybody mesh together in one place. And I'm really excited too, because I've followed everybody, but our audience hasn't necessarily seen the little bits and pieces of what everybody's doing. So I'm excited that everybody's going to share about what they've been up to, because some people are doing some really big things, and we're excited about that. Everybody, please welcome everybody who's joining us on the live series here. Nancy's here, Lori's here. We've had a lot of people jumping in. Emma, Betty, Perez. We have, let's see, lots of people jumping in. Brenda, Judy, thank you guys so much for joining us today. And please comment down below. Let us know where you're joining from. And as we go through and welcome the guests on, let us know any questions that you might have. If we don't get to them during the episode, we will for sure comment on the thread afterwards. All right. So I want to start welcoming everybody on to the show so you can start to say hello. First up, we have our guest panelist for the day. He was actually our very first breakthrough guest. He is a law of attraction master, and everybody enjoyed him as panelist on season 1. Everybody please hit the heart button for our friend, the empowerment coach, Jamad Kelly, here today. Hello, Jamad.
Hello, what's going on?
We're so excited to have you back.
You see, I'm all sunny here in Atlanta.
Yes, hot Atlanta with Jamad today for sure.
Oh yeah, they're talking record heat this weekend. Okay.
I already know. We're right down the road, right?
Mhm.
Well, we're excited to have you back, Jamal. Look at the beautiful landscape he's sharing with us today. We're excited to see that Atlanta backdrop.
Right here, Midtown Atlanta, kind of cute.
There we go. There we go. All right. So up next, we are going to say hello to another friend of the Breakthrough. She actually has been back on for season 2. She's a speaker and workshop facilitator. She was on episode 2 of the Breakthrough talking about the constant breakthrough. Everybody welcome, hit the heart button for Lucinda Harmon on the show today. Yay, Lucinda's coming. It takes a moment. Takes a moment. Here she comes. There she is. Hello, Lucinda. I'm going to unmute you. There you are. How are you today?
Marvelous. Nighttime here.
Yes. It's bedtime.
We are live.
We know that you've got that high energy no matter what time of day it is, Lucinda. So we're excited to have you back today.
Awesome.
All right, let's look next on the Breakthrough. We are welcoming back our fail coach. He had a really powerful story in season 1. Everybody, please hit the heart button for our friend Miha Matlievsky, also joining us from across the pond. It's nighttime there too, right, Miha?
Hello. Yeah, it's 7 p.m. so it's not dark yet.
Not too bad. Not too.
Yeah, not too bad.
We haven't woken you up in the middle of the night, so that's good.
No.
All right, everybody, welcoming back our next friend. We have Teresa Warren. She's a certified Akashic Records practitioner, and she also has shows of her own, which I'm sure she's going to talk about today. Everybody, please hit the heart button for our friend Teresa Warren. Yay, welcome back, Teresa.
Hey, thank you. I'm so excited. So many beautiful people. It's great.
I know, it's a lot of energy in one place.
Yes.
So exciting. We're psyched to have you back, Teresa. Thanks for being here. All right, up next we have our feisty, one of my favorite feisty intuitives. I love her to pieces. She was on episode 9 of season 1. She's a life transformation specialist. Everybody, please hit the heart button and welcome back our friend on the show, Tina C. Hines. Tina is here. Welcome back, Tina. I think I was trying to help you unmute and you were unmuting at the same time.
There we go.
There we are. Thanks for coming back today, Tina. You look like you've been on some trips.
Well, I've been in Indonesia for a month.
That we're all jealous now. Thank you very much.
Sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Right?
Sorry.
All right, up next on the show, we have our friend who has been a yogi for more than 20 years, and she's been up to a lot of things. I don't want to give it all away. So everybody, please hit the heart button. Welcoming back our good friend, Suzanne Doolin, to the show today. Yay, welcome back, Suzanne. We're going to have.
I unmuted myself. Hi, welcome. Thanks for having me back.
Yes, we're so excited to have you here. We know that you've been up to so much goodness and we're excited to hear about it.
Yes, I'm excited to share with you. I'm actually coming here. We're all sharing about where we're coming in from. And I'm now in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So last time I was coming in from Long Island.
Yeah, big move for you in a lot of different ways, for sure.
Yes.
All right, we're excited to catch up with you on your journey. Up next, we have another friend from season 1 who was on episode 12. She's an abundance creation guide and podcast co-host. Everybody, please hit the heart button for our friend Genevieve Kahn on the show today. Yay. Welcome back. You're muted. I'm gonna have everybody, if you haven't heard me already, unmute when you come on. That'll help me a little bit.
Thank you for the reminder. And hi to everybody. So great to be back on here. Thanks so much.
Awesome. We're excited to hear from you. And I mentioned podcast co-host, but I know that's been a little bit part of what you've been up to. So we're excited to hear about that in a little bit.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.
All right, up next, we are welcoming back our friend who's a women's coach, and she is has become a friend of mine, and I love watching her adventures of travel and everything else. Please hit the heart button and welcome back our friend Tamia Montessori to the show today. Yay. See, Tamia's looking like she travels too. You can tell people that travel, they just have this glow. They just have this glow like, I've been around the world. Tamia, we're so glad to have you back. Can you hear us okay?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, I've got you unmuted so you can say hello. We're excited to have you back, Tamia. Thank you for being here today. All right, up next, we are welcoming back a holistic healer who had such an incredible journey of empowerment. To hearing from her in season 1. Everybody please hit the heart button and welcome back our friend Jolianne Tremblay. Welcome back. She's all bright and in yellow. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for being here with us today, Jolianne.
I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, very exciting. It's the energy's heating up now. I'm getting overheated here. All right, up next, we are welcoming back a conversation coach who shared about running away in episode 17 of season 1. Everybody please hit the heart button for our friend Claudette Gadsden on the show today. Yay. Welcome back, Claudette. I missed your smile, my friend. It's so awesome to have you back. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for inviting me back. It was so much fun the first time. I'm looking forward to today.
Absolutely. All right. So up next, we have our friend who is an author and founder of something special that I'm going to let her tell you about a little bit later. She was on episode 20 of season 1 talking about following your instinct. So everybody, please hit the heart button and welcome back our friend Nicola Humber to the show today. Yay. Welcome back, Nicola. So excited to have you here, my friend. Thank you so much.
Oh, I'm really excited to be here and amongst all these beautiful people. It's so exciting. Thank you.
Absolutely. Are you across the pond today or are you on my side of the pond today?
I'm on your side. I got back last week, so I'm in Rochester in upstate New York right now.
Yeah, see, she glows too. It's another one of these traveling people. She just has this glow, right? All right, up next was our final guest from season 1. He had such a powerful story of streets to success, really showing how far a person can come if they apply themselves and make the right choices in life. So everybody please hit the heart button and welcome back our friend Effie Oafasa to the show today. Yay. Welcome back, my friend. You are muted. There we go.
Okay, I'm back here. Hello,
There
everyone.
How are you? Thank you so much for coming back today.
It's great to be here today. I feel good. I feel so excited to be here this afternoon with you guys.
Yes, absolutely. Everybody just take a moment and say hello. If you haven't yet said hello to all of our fabulous panelists and guests today, say hello in the comments. I see a ton more people have jumped in and we're really excited to have you here on the show today. So I want to get into this because I want to make sure that everybody has time to share with us about the fabulous things that they've been up to lately. Jamaat is no longer in front of the Atlanta skyline. He's now in the studio. He's in the studio, people.
It got too hot for him.
Let me tell y'all, it was hot up. It was hot as hell up there. I had to move. I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
We were gonna see you melt away to nothing in a minute. So funny, so funny. So what have you been up to? We've missed you this season.
Oh, I miss y'all. That's why I want to put it like, I honestly miss y'all. I had the opportunity to come in ever so often, speak with someone spiritual, really connect and learn and vibe. Amazing. This show is changing lives. But me, myself personally, I've still been coaching. I'm an alignment coach now. You know, I like to talk about the law of attraction, but it's really about alignment. So now I'm focused on helping clients focus on their alignment, which really just says you're good enough just the way that you are, but a lot of people don't know that. So that's the best way to get in alignment. Along with putting out more meditations, I'm writing a children's book. I'm really excited about that. Also, I'm reading a book called The Successful Mind of a Millionaire. It's kind of popping. So
here we go. The next catch up on the breakthrough is going to be Jamad talking about that life, right?
Oh yeah, when y'all see me later this year, when I come on to another episode, 6 months from now, I guess, y'all will find out that I probably moved to Alaska, getting the extra $1,000. Like, I just love following my desires. So that's how I live my life. So whatever desire y'all see come up within me, that's what y'all gonna see me do next.
I love that. I love that. Any of you ladies what did you miss most about Jamad being on the show?
His energy, just the exuberant energy. Jamad, I want to hear about what is your children's book about?
You took my question.
The Law of Attraction, of course. So this is a book that's going to teach children that what I believe I can achieve in a way where it's like all they have to do is kind of follow their alignment, follow their inspiration, and really know that they can have it. So I want to put it in simple Dr. Seuss words, where it's like what I think and what I believe I will receive. And I want those magic words to work for children. So I think that would be kind of popping, in my honest opinion.
Look, now I forgot to bring my tissues. that hit me in the heart as a mom, right? Because we need that. We need our children to learn those things. And I know for me, I felt a lot like it's taken me way too long to learn that stuff. And I wish I would have known it at an earlier age. So thank you for the work that you're doing, Jamad. We love you so much.
Oh, it's going to be healer books coming out. Like, I'm starting with the Law of Attraction. You're going to have Reiki children when I'm done, okay? So y'all get ready. It's a great idea.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing what you've been up to, Jamad. We're so excited to have you back here today in all your energy.
And I got a new hair color. I don't know if y'all saw it up there, but I'm kind of trying out some new stuff out here in Atlanta. It's cute. I moved to Atlanta. The last time y'all saw me on the show, I was traveling a lot, and I think I might have stopped in Atlanta. Oh, it's official. I've still been here. I haven't really traveled. That's the magic part.
And let me just share on a personal note, I got to hug Jamad a couple months ago when I went to, because I'm not far from Atlanta. So I went to Atlanta with my family and I said, I cannot leave here without hugging Jamad. So we did that and it was a fantastic, it's such a cool thing to see each other like this, but then get to actually hug and feel each other's energy in person. It's amazing. It's amazing. So thank you so much.
I got to meet Jessica's whole family. And I actually got to sit and do lunch with them. That's what she's not telling y'all because she don't want y'all to be jealous. But I got to meet her. And I got to do lunch with her family and like have a great time. And she gave me a copy of the new book. Which I use for my coaching too. Like, it's a lot of good coaching advice in that book. So.
Jamad was spoiled. He was. That was it. All right, Jamad, thanks so much for catching up with us. We hope you'll hang out with us and hear what everybody else has to say here.
I got questions. I'm a panelist today.
Yes, you go ahead and jump in, honey, wherever you want. All right, we're going to talk to our next friend, Lucinda Harmon, and she's actually been back on season 2. And we hope that she'll continue to be part of the breakthrough. You've been doing a lot of speaking, Lucinda.
Yeah, I'm a bit tired. It's been a lot. I'm actually saying next week, there's no speaking for 1 week. I'm going to take, after I finish my gay comedy stand-up on Monday night, I'm going to take a sabbatical for a good 5 days. How's that? 5 days, and then I'll be back again. Yeah, so it's been a lot that happened in that department, for sure.
Well, you were speaking, but how did you go from the, because I imagine doing the, the Toastmasters is the organization that you're a part of, right? And doing that kind of speaking is it different than doing gay stand-up? Like it seems like it's both speaking, but how is that different for you?
Yeah, after the breakthrough show, the first episode, first series, whatever you're going to call it, I joined Toastmasters, and it's from there that my my speaking kind of side really just went fast track forward, that I couldn't keep up. So I'm already moving now. I've got a big ethical panel discussion tomorrow. I've moved through to advanced. I'm now an advanced Toastmaster, and now I'm aiming for distinguished Toastmaster in the next 6 months. So I fast tracked at a hell of a rate, which some people might take 10 years to get to, but us in challenges, we like them. So I kept on getting moans and complaints that my humor wasn't there, that I was engaging the audience but didn't have the funny stuff coming in. And that's when I decided to go and push myself way off the other edge, like I always do. I always go and jump. And I decided the most difficult thing I could possibly ever put myself into is stand-up comedy. It's the most difficult speaking. It is the most difficult strategy you can come up with. And then to make it the first ever gay comedy in South Africa, I was seriously pushing myself to the worst limit I could. But it was just what I do. It's something I love to do and to push. And, I've had a lot of opportunities, and more I'm taking those opportunities, but I've been going at such a pace, it calls for a little bit of a break, because I still have a daytime job too. So yeah, so that's it. And my haircut, Jermaine, this haircut is my lesbian haircut for the stage, by the way. Short and gay. Spiked, I will spike it, and you'll see my dress code for the day, yeah.
So when do you sleep? That's what I wanted to know.
At the moment, I'm not sleeping. It's a problem because my energy is so high all the time. I cannot actually just like chill. I think it's such a high with one engagement after another, one this, one that often at night I think, hell, why should I sleep? Because there's so much going on, And I always say, Jamal, I always say, just say thank you. You're not my brain. You're not inside of my head, because you wouldn't want to be living there.
Nobody wants to be here either. They think that's where all the secrets are, and they are, but don't get there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so incredible, Lucinda. Thank you so much for sharing about what you've been up to. And everybody definitely should catch up with Lucinda, because I have this feeling, and I've had this feeling for a while. And I think I said it the last time you were on, that the next time that we have a big update from you, it's going to be a TEDx stage for sure. For sure.
That is the next one. And I've actually lost focus. I've been so busy. This week, I'm taking time out to refine my TEDx route. And it's either States or the UK. It's whoever gives me that gig. And it's to find the right audience. You've got to find my topic is, as you know, will be very controversial. It's out there to shake the roots and shake the core to the ground, and not to leave anything unsaid. So it's the right audience is key to this. I've been aiming at the UK, Brighton, but it's not biting. So I might see at the UK. But I want to beat that by the end of this year. Huh? That's still on the project list for this year. It's moving quite fast. So yeah, I'm aiming at.
Well, we're excited to see how far you go, Lucinda, and of course we hope that you'll stay connected with us here at The Breakthrough and give us some updates as to what's next for you.
Well, all right, it's part of my life and part of my family, so you know that. And you are a major.
We love you so much, Lucinda. Thank you. All right, we are going to talk next to our friend Miha Matlievski, and what I want to know is, are you still failing?
Oh yeah, every single day. Failing is good, so I need to do what I'm preaching.
Sorry about that. I muted myself this time.
Yes, you did.
We had so much feedback about your episode in particular, where everybody was talking about, just such a new perspective that you had given them on failure, and how they've given themselves permission then to fail at a lot of different things in life, and to be okay with that. So we were thrilled with your chat when you were on.
Well, thank you.
What's new with you? What's going on these days?
Well, I'm still working on Failures Anonymous, getting that off the ground and making it like a worldwide movement. I'm also just like 2 months ago finally started my program to reach even more entrepreneurs and help them overcome, because fear of failure is like the number one reason why so many dreams don't even start Yeah, like I saw through all the conversations last year with literally hundreds, if not even thousands of people, that there is this big need, especially for people who are just entering the entrepreneurial journey, for guidance through all the processes. So not having a little bit here, a little bit there. I mean, once you're already in the business, you can pick things like that. But when you're completely new, you're clueless. And yeah, we beta tested it, and it was a really good success. People were hitting 10, 20, 30, 50K a month after like 6 months of the program. So it's really just time-tested basic foundations done step by step, and just hand-holding them through the process. So that's what occupies me the most in the recent few months.
All while continuing to fail, right?
Yes, yeah. I mean,
and some success.
Jessica, one nice thing, if you call yourself fail coach, is whenever you fail, you say, well, I'm supposed to do that. So you can just laugh it off. So whenever you screw up something, and I still do that quite a lot. Just today, I completely ruined my lunch. I was trying this new recipe, and yeah, I mean, the toilet ate it. So, and I had to order in.
So
I love that we've gone from failure in business to failure in lunch that quick. Like that's
failure is failure. So you fail in all different areas, and a lot of people are now following one thing that I just did for myself, and that's the failure journal, where you basically, whenever you fail at something, you write it down. You wait a few days for the emotions to wear off, and then you go back and you just ask yourself good questions, like, what could I have done differently? Like, what can I do? How can I do it? And you're basically building your own database of, what not to do next time. No, and it's really, really powerful. I mean, it started more like, I don't know, like, documenting my failures, and then I saw how powerful it really is in helping me, not do same mistakes over again. And then a lot of my clients started using that, and I don't know, maybe we'll transfer that into something even bigger. I don't know, we'll see. But so far, people are loving it.
I love that. Thank you so much for coming here today and giving us a little bit of an update. I know that a lot of people, like I said, were so had such a shift in mindset just hearing your story. And I know even Jamad, I remember, was on that episode, and he was loving your whole story. So
one of my favorite guests. Yeah, I was like, I had
appreciate it.
Been on with a millionaire before. I was like, okay, cool. Have you had any other big failures? That's what I want to know.
Oh, I mean, yes, of course. Like just last year, I had a major failure in a relationship. And I thought, that I have that part figured out. And I mean, I did a few rookie mistakes in the beginning. And I mean, things that I teach all the time when, in business and so on. And I made those same mistakes. So yeah, like just last year, but I mean, failures constantly happen to me. So I just embrace them. I love them.
I love it. Well, we certainly love you, Miha, and thank you for coming back and share with us today.
It's my pleasure.
All right. I want to talk to our friend Teresa Warren next, who's been up to some really big things. And I think when you were on last time, you were just getting started, Teresa, with Spirit Sessions. What have you been up to since then?
Well, after Spirit Sessions, that's a lot of fun, but we're always having guests. I wanted to show more myself, so now I got my own show too, called Your Cosmic Support Team. Because all along, if I had known all those years ago that we are so supported, not only by people that we could see, but by the angels, by the earth, by so much. And so now I have a new show doing that. I just finished my first master class. I never thought I'd be doing that kind of a thing. And it was for empaths about protection. My next one will be in July. And it's going to be about self-love, because did you know how important that self-love is? I keep thinking, okay, isn't this enough? Ain't this enough self-love? But no, Kuan Yin channeled to me and told me more. And I could see that self-love is actually one of our biggest protections. Because if we're full of self-love, we're not going to be getting into a lot of the same kind of trouble and stuff. So yeah, I'm so excited. There's so much going on.
There's a lot. Like, I was trying to think about when I went to go do your intro, I was like, I'm just gonna let her go ahead and share about that.
One neat thing that happened, and I'll make it really, really fast, because my biological father, whom I never met, died in the California fires on November the 8th. I started a depression that day, even though I didn't find out that he died until like the middle of January. That's when the family decided to, hey, we found your dad, by the way, he's dead. And so I didn't know that. I didn't equate this depression to him dying, but it began on the same day. I tried my skills. I did this, I did that. I went to my healing friends. Nothing was snapping me out of it until the moment I gave up. And I said, okay, angels, I'm done trying. Whatever will be, will be. And then that's when I was able to get in touch with my father's higher self. That's when I found out that Archangel Uriel is a major part of my life. He's like part of my dad too. And he explained how that worked and stuff. And so from there, I got my mission that I'm supposed to be healing my ancestors from Peru, that they were praying and praying and praying. And that set up a spot for me. And now I come in to fill up that spot. And that is really a message for all of us. We are all here to answer the prayers of the ancestors before us. We're not here by accident. It's not a mistake, and it's beautiful, and it's so important. And the light that we're creating, we think we're creating for helping each other and shining love and sending love. You know what? That's even noticed on the other side, how bright our light is. So these are the kind of things that I've been excited to learn.
I love it. And I love that you talked about giving up too, because that was Tamia's topic and you're right above her on the screen. So I thought that was really funny. Synchronistic that you talked about that, Teresa. Thank you so much for sharing with us today what you're up to. We're excited to have your energy back here with us, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Miss Tina C. Hines is up next, coming to us after a month in Indonesia. Share with us something that we can take home, because we weren't there.
You know, as I often tell people who always ask about the experience in Indonesia, I can tell you, but it's nothing like experiencing it yourself. The spirituality that is in that amazing place. You would think that there's so many people and there's so much energy swarming around you. And something Teresa said resonated about being that very sensitive, highly sensitive empath. And there's always that concern of, how are you going to make it? I'm like, with crystals in my bra and crystals on my wrist. That's how I'm going to make it. But, you know, I had the pleasure of inviting 13 phenomenal women to join me in Bali, Indonesia for a retreat, and just to be the observer of their transformation, where normally I do a lot of hands-on work and coaching with them. But this year I was an observer for them for 2 weeks, and just watching the chakra healers do their work, and when they're getting their spa treatments and all the transformations that were taking place. And I said to them, I says, you know, this journey is in preparation for what's going to happen once you return home. I've seen it 7 years in a row. And, you know, they were like, okay. And then slowly but surely, once they returned home, I started getting messages of, you never guess what happened. And I'm like, try me. I know what happened. But, you know, just allowing yourself to be present in the moment. And that's why I encourage them, when they come away, leave everything at home, make sure your children are okay, make sure the family's okay and they're well taken care of, but be present for yourself. And oftentimes we go into mommy mode often for a lot of other things, but we forget to be present for ourselves and focus on our self-care, honor our self-love, and, you know, focus on our self-worth. And so being in that safe and sacred space and allowing the ladies to let their inner child come out and play. It was just a phenomenal experience to observe up close and personal. And then I took care of myself for the balance of the 2 weeks.
So did you notice a big shift in their energy when they first got to you and then when they left?
Most definitely. So for some of the women, I had worked with them prior to going to Indonesia. But then there were a couple who I had not met before, who really didn't know about the work that I do. But the one commonality was everyone was afraid, of what I would see. and then some were looking for Grandma Jenny. Grandma Jenny is my great-great-grandmother and my angel who follows me around. And they were like, did Grandma Jenny come too? I was like, she hangs out everywhere. But really to just notice that shift in the energy once they, that long plane ride from the States, and then I had someone come from Canada and the Caribbean. And then once they dialed everything down a little bit, it really was just amazing to watch that transformation. And also the experiences that they were having. I had one person who got sick, but her sickness, she was having her little bit of stomach issues, but it was connected to her focusing on what was going on at home instead of being present for herself. And I said, so the only way you're going to get present for yourself if universe knocks you down. So now you don't have a choice but to take care of yourself. Mm. And so that happened.
So I've been enjoying, and it's on my list. I'm gonna be at one of these because I'm telling you that water just calls me, and the whole thing, it just looks magical and amazing. And I'm so excited for the work that you're doing. When's the next trip, Tina?
So actually, I came home and I decided I'm going back to Indonesia in September. But I don't know. Something is pulling me back. I also, I've invited 4 women to join me to go back next year. I threw out the invitation. So if anyone's watching and they want to return, they would like to experience Indonesia, you're more than welcome to join me in September of this year. But then we're doing a bigger trip in April of 2020. I'm doing a bigger trip and I'm partnering with one of my licensed clinical social worker friends, and we're going to take another group of women to Indonesia to focus on themselves.
How exciting. How exciting. That's so much fun. And definitely hook up with Tina. If you've got that travel bug, Tina will take you around. She will take you around.
I'll take you anywhere you want to go. My favorite quote, have passport, will travel.
Yes. Yes, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing with us what you've been up to, Tina. I've been itching to talk to you about Bali. So thank you for sharing with us today, Tina.
You're welcome.
All right, so our friend Suzanne Doolin is back here, our yogi friend, and you've had something going on. I think you might need a bigger boat, Suzanne.
Yes, I actually got a bigger boat when I moved to Chattanooga, and I started up my business, Get a Bigger Boat, or GAB. And the website, if you want to check it out, is gabb.co. So yeah, actually that Get a Bigger Boat really comes from the movie Jaws. If anybody's seen the movie, there's a scene where he says, they realize how big that shark is. And then, they go, oh my God, we're going to need a bigger boat. And what I love about that is they weren't like, well, screw it, let's cancel summer. They're like, we just need a bigger boat. Like, it was a big fish. Now we know what we're dealing with. And I think a lot of people who are going into business who want to do things like create a video, write a book, they don't recognize how big those projects are. And so my goal is to provide those support services to them to help them, write that book, create that video, create those online courses, because those are all the things that I did in corporate America, and also to provide the spiritual support, the emotional support. I have had so many times, and I bet every single person here on this panel who started up their own business can testify that there are those days where it is your friends who carry you through. So I think it's really important. A lot of people have this idea that they're going to develop their teachings on their own and then sort of spring it onto the world. I think it's really important that people understand that that is not how it's done professionally. and that there is support out there. There are people who will help you get through it, and that is how you will bring your teaching to the world. I think that everyone has an important teaching to share on this planet, and it's my role to help them do it.
I love that, Suzanne. And I think that I love that you brought the humor in from that line from the movie, because that cracks me up every time I hear that. I have a picture of my dad when he was younger, looks exactly like the guy in the movie. So I hear that. He says that a lot because he fishes too. So it kind of fits in. But I love that you bring in the humor. What has been, you talked about spiritual awakening when you were on the show. Have you had any further spiritual awakenings, if you will, since in moving into this new aspect of your business?
Absolutely. I have had actually so many, but the one that I want to share about is kind of the weirdest one, I guess you'd say, that when I started setting up this new company, Get a Bigger Boat, I'm now full-time, by the way, in my business, which before I was doing part-time, right. Yes. And, also like you don't know when you start out what's going to happen. I actually was supported to do that by the company that I was working for. They let me go with like a large package, just like literally at the moment I was knocking on all my business coaches' doors and saying, I need to go full-time now. So you never know, like, when you start, it's a real leap of faith, but when you go, like eventually things will open up to allow you to do it. So I was in my lawyer's office setting up the LLC because I'm like a real business now. And they said, what is this business going to be categorized as? And they said, we're going to categorize you under business services. And I was like, okay. And then weirdly, that has been such a release because I suddenly realized exactly. And now I can talk to everybody about money. And the thing that everybody puts as an obstacle in their way on their spiritual development is money. And it's really just, I've learned that it's like, when you're a little kid and you go to the store and your mom's like, no, we don't have any money to buy a candy bar. Right. Yeah, your mom has enough money to buy a candy bar. She's just saying like, I don't want to buy a candy bar. We do that to ourselves all the time. To ourselves, we say, you don't have the money to do the thing that you love. Right. So it's a way that we protect ourselves. But now I can be like, yeah, right. So I can help you with entrepreneurship. I have my master's in engineering management. I'm a business coach. Let's talk about money. And it's amazing the fact that I can talk to people about money. It totally changes the whole conversation. And it's funny, our conversations aren't really about money. They start to be about their dreams. But it's like now, I would have never thought in a million years that I would consider myself to be, a business support person. But that is where I've ended up.
I love that. And I love that you're still incorporating the spiritual into what you do, because that's where you ultimately started and have such a personal journey with that as well. And I think it's so effective when we're working with people, when we can incorporate something that's a passion of ours as well. And so thank you for coming on and sharing.
Thank you so much.
Dan. We're excited to hopefully many of us will jump in your bigger boats.
Yeah, and I'm still teaching yoga, and it's really what it's really about is trust. Whether you trust yourself to put your foot behind your head or trust yourself to take that risk and leave your day job.
I love it. I love it. Thank you for sharing about that today, Suzanne. We'll be staying in touch for sure. All right. Genevieve Kahn is here. Speaking of finances and abundance, she's an abundance creation person, helps all the people with the abundance. And I know you've got some new things on your plate, Genevieve. What do you have going on these days?
Thanks, Jessica. Hi, everybody. So happy to be here today. It's been a really interesting journey that I've been on recently. I did have kind of like a mini breakthrough of my own. I basically, long story short, I had a couple of friends that are in this field of women entrepreneurship ask me, well, you're really good at putting together online summits. Can you tell me, kind of show me how you did it? So that was kind of Spirit showing me it was time for me to start to teach women how to do that. So I have an online webinar that I've created called Creating Your Very First Online Summit. And the first time I recorded that, or the first time I presented that, it did very well. So now I have it kind of like as a continuing, whenever somebody wants it, they can just go get it. And so that's been really great. So I've kind of shifted into being an abundant womanpreneur guide. So that's something that I'm really thrilled about, really excited about. So if there's anybody who wants to know how to create your own online summit where you have guests speaking, where you have, you know, all this stuff going on, online summits, there's a lot of kind of balls that you have to throw in the air. So if anybody wants help with that, I'm definitely really happy and excited to continue to help people with that, especially women.
We're excited about the different things that you're doing, and you have a podcast now as well, correct? Because you didn't have that the last time you were on here.
Actually, the podcast that we've had has actually been for some time. So we have a podcast.
When you were on season 1, though, I don't think you talked about it when you were on season 1. I don't think so, anyway.
I may not have talked about it, but actually my friend, Dr. Rachel Haviland, and I have been doing this for about 4 years now.
Oh, okay.
And, yeah. And yeah, what's really great is in the past year, we've actually become an independent podcast. Before we were on Blog Talk Radio. And so that's the kind of breakthrough that we had. And what we do with Reclaim Your Health is we help women reclaim their health on the physical, emotional, and spiritual levels. And we have a podcast, and we recently have created a Facebook group and a membership site. So we've got all kinds of great stuff going on there too. And it's just been an amazing year so far.
Awesome. I know you have a lot on your plate, and you've recently added one more thing that we're actually going to drop the bomb on right now. Genevieve is joining us for season 3 as a panelist on the Breakthrough. So throwing that out there and letting you know that you'll be seeing more of Genevieve next season. We're excited to have her coming on. We're all dancing for you, and we're excited. We're excited to get to know you a little further, Genevieve. Thanks for coming on and sharing with us today.
Thanks so much. I'm really excited to be with all of you today.
Awesome. All right. Up next, we have my friend Tamia Montessori in the house, who, as I mentioned, is glowing because she's always traveling. We talked about this when she was on the show last season. And one of the phrases that she said on the show, we actually coined, made a t-shirt on the Breakthrough website and everything. And that is easy is sexy. And Tamia is always embodying that. And you make travel look so effortless, Tamia. And here I am with 6 kids going, oh God, this would be a nightmare for me. Tell us about what you've been up to and where have your travels taken you lately, Tamia?
First of all, I thank you for inviting me back. And I'm so happy, I'm just smiling like, since I got your invitation, because it's so good energy always here. So, and cheers, because now I'm in Hungary and it's 8 p.m. Friday night, and I'm a wine lover and I like to be extraordinary. So I cheers to you with a glass of wine, and in Hungary we drink it with soda. So it's weird as well. For most of the people. So travel. I said 2 years ago that I don't want to spend more winter here in Europe. So the previous year I traveled 4 months in Asia, so I can absolutely join Tina, because I love Indonesia and Thailand. But this time I went to the Caribbean. I started in Florida, learning from Tony Robbins, a 6-day seminar, Date with Destiny. And if I had to go there for the seminar, I stayed there for almost 6 months. So I just arrived back 2 weeks ago to Hungary. So I'm just over hangover, this time jet lag. So it's really a Camino. You know what is Camino? It's Camino. It's in Europe. We make a huge walk, 900 kilometers. If you want to have some spiritual development, you go for the Camino, Santiago de Compostela. So it's 900 kilometers. People are walking for a month, and they get some breakthrough. a pilgrimage. Thank you. And for me, traveling is like the same, because, you know, I have just one suitcase, 23 kilograms, and I live with this suitcase for 6 months. So you learn a lot about simplicity. My topic was giving up. But in a different way, like, please solve it, okay? So I give up usually my problems. And the first year I started this no winter trip, I was really alone and lonely a lot of time. And this time I decided, no, I will be not lonely. And I could manifest it so easily, like easily sexy mates for travel. Even another Hungarian woman in Mexico, just the very first day. So I felt always that, yes, if I just want something, as Miha said, so let's just manifesting and learn from failures, and because when you travel, you make so many failures. You don't know the culture. You order bad food. Oh my God! So it's really an interesting journey how to deal with difficulties.
I love that you can learn so many things just simply by traveling. I mean, there's so much to be learned there, and I've really enjoyed seeing all of your places you go. Same as with Tina, all of the places that you go, I see all the pictures, and I feel like I'm right there with you.
Yeah, and my tribe likes it as well,
because I'm next to you.
My tribe likes it as well, because when I run a meditation from the next to the sea, it's a lot more joyful than when I'm in a room with some cameras. So I worked during this 6 months. And you know, Jessica, you made a deep impression with your group, Illuminate the Spirit, because once you told me in a card reading that, why are you still standing just out of the you know, where you play football or this, so why don't you run and play full out? And it was in my mind, and I went to this seminar, and I just felt, okay, I want something bigger. I want really play full out. And it just came to my mind that, okay, if I want to give more value, and I want to have more money, because travel needs money. Let's be honest. You cannot travel if you don't have money. Okay, I want more money. So what do I want? I want to give more value. So I just started a 6-month mentor program for other coaches and people who work in this helping business. And I completely resonate with this, that money can be a big obstacle for spiritual people. So, and I have no struggle with it. So people just told me, okay, please tell us your secret. We want to travel as well. And so I started a 6-month program for entrepreneurs, coaches, and it's so much fun. 15 people. I feel like we live together. Yeah, like a family, daily interaction. And it's so good to see, to witness people, to puzzle and feel this energy. Oh, I'm writing an article. Oh, I recorded my first live video. Oh my God. And that's so much joy, and so feel my heart that I'm really happy that I could make this step.
We can feel that from you for sure. You seem, I mean, travel has done you well, my friend. You seem so just lit up about what you're doing in your business and how you're feeling in your life and the travel and all of that. And we just appreciate you coming back and sharing space with us.
Thank you for having me here.
Awesome. So up next, we have our friend Jolianne Tremblay, who is our holistic healer. And you shared such a powerful story when you came on the last time, Jolianne, and I know that you've experienced another breakthrough just from being on the breakthrough. So tell us what the heck happened with that.
Well, I have been experiencing a lot of breakthroughs in the last few years, especially since being on my own healing journey. I had to uncover lots of things. And being in the show, first, when I found out I had the opportunity to come, I knew there's a part of me that knew that I had to come but I was just terrified. I was terrified to come because with the work that I do, I wish I could do the work I do, but still hide. I didn't own being a healer. I didn't own it at all. So I was calling myself health coach because it was more comfortable. And so I stayed in the comfortable zone a lot because I was terrified to speak my truth and to get noticed. But just being on the Breakthrough Show has extended me on so many levels. The first breakthrough I got from that is that I wanted to have my own show.
Yeah.
This is so fun. This is so cool. I love it. And we get to speak more about what we love and what we enjoy and what we do. And this is just help for everybody. You know, so many people are benefiting from these videos. And I just think it's awesome. The other massive, and I'm saying massive, I think I haven't shared that to a lot of people, so it's still terrifying me to share about this today. But the massive breakthrough I got was I was on in October, and the October prayer to me being on the show, I spent almost a week in a semi-coma. And being a healer or health coach or having been healing myself for the last 5+ years, it felt like a failure to me. I'm like, how the hell did I end up in a semi-coma, you know? And I wanted to learn, well, I've always wanted to learn from all my experiences because I know that everything happens for a reason. So I was puzzled for 12 months. Why did I need to experience a coma? You know, why? And I kept asking myself the question. And after being on the show and listening to myself talk, it clicked. I know that as I was speaking my story, I brought in the light where I needed to see the reason why I experienced the coma. And it was simply because that I had to learn how to feel grateful for medical doctors. Because, I mean, doctors almost killed me a few times.
Right.
But with the coma, they also saved me because I was in heart failure. I was in kidney failure. Doctors thought I was going to die. They looked at my charts and they're like, there's no reasons why she would come back from all the numbers. They also told my husband to speak with the family. This is how advanced I was. And so I had to, now that it clicked to me, I had to experience this coma in order to be grateful for the medical doctors, but also to release the anger and the frustrations that I had so that I can find the right balance. In the Breakthrough Show in October, when I shared about that specific experience, I talked about how it is needed that the allopathic medicine and the healers work together because we are mind, body, spirit. You know, we're a whole. We have all these bodies, and the allopathic medicine cannot address all the other bodies, and they all work together. And holding on to that frustration and anger toward the medical community, towards the pharmaceutical industry, towards the allopathic doctors, it was not serving me well.
Right.
But I had to learn that lesson. So I chose to live and I came back. I also believe that it helped to deepen my spiritual connection, because when you go into a coma, you kind of connect on a higher level. Yeah. So yeah, I finally shared that
Stop
story.
having all the breakthroughs, Jolianne. You're gonna implode in a minute.
Well, the thing is, again, I figured that out in October, and I'm sharing this today, and we're May. So this is all the stuff that I had to let go of,
right?
And to go through my own garbage to release it, so I can share with others, and they can learn from my experience, so they don't need to get into a coma,
right?
To learn all this.
Well, we are certainly excited that you chose to push through, and it really is humbling experience to go back and listen to yourself talk. And if anybody that's on here today has not gone back and listened to your own talk, don't do that. Just, it's therapeutic. So thank you so much for giving us an update and sharing your all your continuing breakthroughs with us, Jolianne, and we hope to stay connected with you here at the show.
Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, everyone.
All right, so up next we have our conversation coach, Claudette. Are you coming to us from your bed and breakfast today, Claudette, in the middle of the woods? Can we come join you?
Yes, you can come and join me. I am not there today. I'm at my daughter's house in the city because we're traveling tomorrow. But it is wonderful out there, and it's just so nice to be in the middle of the woods with no distractions anywhere around. And my guests come out and they are surprised because I'm so far off the beaten path. And then they are excited because they get to be out there off the beaten path. You know? So it's great.
I can see how it can be kind of a scary, but a good, like, it feels like I would feel all the things being able to be out there. I don't know what it's like to be alone. I have 6 children. So I don't know. So what have you experienced, Claudette, since you've been on the show? You were talking about on the show about running away. Have you felt like the need to run away since you've been on the show with us?
No, I actually haven't felt the need to run away because I have this place out in the middle of the woods that provides my soul with the nourishment that it needs. And so there is really no place to run away from. Like, I come into the city and I want to run away to go back home to the country. So I think that my breakthrough was simply that it's important that I speak my truth and stand in my truth so that I don't have to run away anymore. And so it's like, because running away was perfect for me during those times that I ran away. But then it's like, okay, how do I create impact and influence in my own life so that I am better able to care for myself when other people around me are not doing that, And so that's my breakthrough, that I don't have to run away from home. And like a couple of people have said, I have evolved my business because from being the conversation coach and getting a lot of questions about what that really means, or having people to understand before I explain it to them. So I decided to shift that a little to helping women create more influence in their life. And the way that you create more influence, and the way that I created more influence in my own life, was to learn how to master my communication skills so that I can say exactly what I'm feeling and what I want or what works for me without anger or without anxiety, just being who I am and being comfortable with me and saying, this is not working for me, and I'm moving on. So that was my breakthrough, which was absolutely amazing.
I love it. And
I love your home in the woods. That's what I want to know, because you've given me a new desire today. And I desire to have like my own little compound outside of the city, where people come learn the attraction out there. I'm not coming into the city. Okay.
So I'm sorry. I heard the rest of it, but I didn't hear your first question.
I'm sorry. Do you love your place out in the wood?
Oh, do I? Oh, listen, I have to convince myself to go out, like, because when I look out any of my windows, all I see are trees. I don't, and so, yeah, so I love it so much that I have to say, okay, Claudia, it's time to go out now. You need to go into town. You need to go see the girls. You need to do something other than stay here. And yeah, so I absolutely love it. And I totally understand when you say compound, because that is my ultimate goal.
I love that. And thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us today, Claudette. I think everybody needs to put it on their list that we're going to go to Claudette's home in the woods and visit and have a nice bed and breakfast time there and have some, I know I need it. I need it. I'll be out there sooner than later, Claudette. Don't you worry.
Okay.
All right, my friend. Thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome. And thank you again for having me.
Absolutely. So our friend Nicola Humber is here, who is an author, and I love all things Nicola, but Nicola has started something since last coming on the show. Tell us about that, Nicola.
Yeah, the Unbound Press. And I was on, I think it was November, and it was just before I think we launched the Unbound Press, which is my publishing imprint for women to write world-changing transformational books. So yeah, like literally, I think it happened the week after I was on the show. Obviously, I knew it was going to happen. But that's been a huge breakthrough for me, because I never imagined that I would be running a publishing imprint and helping other women to write their books. It was totally unplanned. It's something, my episode was about following your instinct, and this just shows like what happens when you follow those breadcrumbs of inspiration and you trust it. You end up like doing these amazing things. So I'm so grateful every day that I get to do this. It's incredible.
It's amazing. And it's funny though, because like I have read your books, and so I could look at your books and say, gosh, she would really be fantastic to like do her own books, to like publish and things like that. But then when we're in it, we could go, gosh, I never saw myself doing that. So we kind of, I think, have we have bigger thoughts for each other, I think, than sometimes we do for ourselves, right?
Absolutely. And I was just talking this morning to one of my mentors, and when I was working with her a couple of years ago, it kept coming through, your role here is to support other women with their writing. This is the big thing. And I was like, I was in the middle of writing my second book, Unbound, at the time, and I was like, no. I really resisted it. And even when we started the Unbound Press, I would wake up in the middle of the night and think, I can't do this. I don't know how to run a publishing imprint. I know how to, done my own books, but how do I help other women to do the same? But actually, it's just, you learn as you go, and it just feels absolutely perfect for me to be doing this. So, yeah.
And you just followed your instinct, what you talked about when you were on the show.
Yeah, and it's like this was, gifted to me, really, because it was my publisher like earlier last year who said to me when I was coming towards releasing Unbound, he was like, I can imagine you working with other women authors and like having your own publishing imprint. He said, I imagine it would be called the Unbound Press. And as soon as he said that, I just, I just had this feeling of knowing in my body.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I love it.
It's incredible.
It's so awesome. And it really hasn't been that long of a period of time since all of you have been on, and look at how much you're all doing. I'm like overwhelmed by all of this stuff, and thank goodness there are literally 16 of us on right now to divvy all this up, because it's a lot and it is so good. Thank you so much for sharing what you've been up to, Nicola, and I hope that you all will go check out the Unbound Press, especially if you're wanting to publish a book yourself as well.
Please do.
All right, so he was our final guest of season 1, and he's our final guest to chime in with us today. Effie, I put you in this place because you have all the patience where some of us do not. Thank you for being here with us today, Effie.
Good to be here today, and I'm so blessed and grateful to be here.
Awesome. So you were on the show and really shared with us your whole journey of what it was like to go from, you know, doing things on the streets and to now a CEO of your own company. Have you had any other breakthrough moments or big things shift and happen for you since you were on the show?
I would say yes. The breakthrough moment I think I have it every day, is to believe in myself that I can do what I'm doing today. Looking back to my background, of just little young boy, teenager, growing up with hard difficulty in life. I lost all the hope, all the dream, no belief. But today, to be able to be in a place of leadership, mentoring, coaching entrepreneurs, hosting events, hosting seminars, getting paid for the contribution I make, and that's make me feel grateful every day. And just last couple of weeks, a company from my country, if you don't know me, I'm a Nigerian. You can tell from my accent. I've been in the UK for some few years now. A company contacted me to do a leadership training for some top level politicians from Nigeria here in the UK. It was just a 2 days notification. I said, yes, I'm going to do it. And they paid for my flight ticket, for my hotel, and I went and I did it. And that gave me another aha and breakthrough moment. I was just thinking, who am I to sit in a room with top political leaders from my own country, teaching, training, and telling them what to do. One of them said, before they came to the training, they said, I've done a lot of training. I've been in politics for 15, 20 years now. What is new you want to tell us? What is that you want to tell us that I don't want to know, that I still want to know? But at the end of the day, they said, Efe, you've changed my life, not just as a politician, but as a man. And that brought tears of joy to my heart.
I love that. Of course, you're going to make me cry now. I said I should have brought the tissues before. I love that. This is something that I shared with everybody that's on today before the show. So often we don't realize the impact that we're having on people. And that's why I'm really passionate about sharing with the people that are on this show and the panelists, the guests, and all of that, to say, hey, I've gotten messages behind the scenes. You have no idea what your story has done for someone else. And so I love that, Effie, to have that confirmation that you not only getting the confirmation from someone else, but feeling that within yourself, that you are making a difference, you are doing what you're supposed to be doing. And I think that's beautiful, beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
So do you have anything next on your plate, Effie? What's going on with you? What's next for you now that you've got all this stuff going on, or are you just letting it flow?
No, what is going on for me now, I think I want to put all my expertise online. I've had this limiting belief I'm not good with technical stuff. So all the things I do offline, I want to bring them online, because I do a lot of events, I do seminars, I get invited to speak to groups. I have the ability to organize people together in an event. So all my things, I want to put them online so that I can spread my message to a wider audience and make a bigger difference with what I do.
I love that. And I mean, I think many of us, how many of us have ever struggled with tech stuff? I mean, that's part of, like, we at one time or another, it's Mercury retrograde. So we've all had that, I think, from time to time. Yes, right? We've all had that from time to time, and I think that's an awesome new goal, to step out of your tech comfort zone and start bringing some of that stuff online. So thank you so much for sharing what you've been up to, Effie, and we know that you've got great things in store as well.
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Absolutely. So I am so so many things that I clearly cannot express well right now, for sharing this space with all of you today. And I want to give a big thank you to everyone who's been commenting and watching, not just on the Breakthrough page, but on the 10 other pages, plus numerous groups that we are live on. Thank you guys so much for coming back and checking in with all of our season 1 guests. And I also know that the other guests that couldn't make it on today, that they're also doing amazing things. So if you go to thebreakthroughshow.com and you click on episodes, you will find everyone's beautiful episode here, as well as all of their links, which I need to make sure with all of the business shifts that everybody's updated and all of that fun stuff. But you can find a way to connect with every one of these beautiful people there on thebreakthroughshow.com. And I will invite every single one of you to come back next week for our season 2 finale of the Breakthrough. And then we're going to break for a couple of months because it's hot. Like Jamad said, it's hotter than I don't know where I am, but I need a couple months to sit in the pool, and then we'll be back in August. So thank you guys so much, everyone, for joining us today. Of course, my fabulous panelists, Lori Ann Davis, who had to jump out quickly, but she's our relationship specialist, Heather Clark, our declutter coach and consultant, Tara Abram, our juicy girl, and Jane of All Things, meditation coach, meditation teacher, coach, photographer, designer, all of that stuff. And then each one of our fabulous guests, if y'all would just wave at the camera when I share your name so they know who you are. Jamad Kelly, the empowerment coach and alignment coach, getting aligned now. He was on episode 1 of season 1. Lucinda Harmon, speaker and workshop facilitator from episode 2 of season 1. Miha Matlievsky, fail coach from episode 5. Teresa Warren, certified Akashic Records practitioner and certified angel guide and healer from season 8. Or episode 8. I did that in the other video too. Episode 1 or season 1, episode 8. I'll get this right. Tina C. Hines, life transformation specialist and our guide to Bali. She is from episode 9 of season 1. Suzanne Doolin, yogi for over 20 years and CEO of Get a Bigger Boat. And Genevieve Kahn, abundance creation guide and podcast co-host, who will also be joining us as a panelist on season 3 of the Breakthrough. We had Tamia Montessori, women's coach, who talked about giving up, and she has been fantastic again. And everybody needs to get their Easy is Sexy t-shirt from thebreakthroughshow.com. We also had today Jolianne Tremblay, our holistic healer. She's embracing that healer now, and we're so excited to have you back, Jolianne. We had Claudette Gadsden, our fabulous coach, who's joined us back, who's not running away anymore. We have Nicola Humber, author and founder of the Unbound Press. Thank you so much for joining us today, Nicola. And of course, Effie Owafasa, CEO of Focus Guru Groups, who's got all that confidence now. Thank you all so much for joining us. It was fantastic having you back. I enjoyed your energy, and we will see you all next week, same time, same place, for the season 2 finale of The Breakthrough. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.